It's Sunday morning, and every decent man and woman is listening to Test Miles with Nick Miles on FM News 101 KXL. Buckle in.
Time to talk cars for the next 60 minutes on your weekly automotive radio experience. I'm Nick Miles. You're listening to America's automotive radio show, keeping you connected to the automotive world. Locally created, nationally celebrated, fun and exciting cars that we've been driving this week. The Dark Custom Collection, the Captain America, and more Harley Davidson's information. Richard Jones is going to be here to talk about that. July 3rd is the big event in Gladstone to support the Randall Children's Hospital, and how you can join in and have the fun, listen, and find out. We also have the Camaro Club going to be here. Camaros, they want to play. James Dean is going to come in and talk to us about those. Yes, the actual James Dean from the Camaro Club, and how to be part of the amazing club, and the fact that they are going to be doing stuff with Latest and Harley Davidson, a big festival together. Ryan got some product to talk about that he's been testing this week on the show. So let's start with car reviews. Brad, tell me what you have been driving.
I got a chance to finally get some seat time in the 2016 XC90, and the version I had was the plug-in hybrid.
North American car.
It won a bunch of awards, and I could see why. It was the saddest day when I had to give this back. But I worked on the original launch for this vehicle back in 2002, and it seemed really trend-setting to me back then. It was luxurious. It had 3 rows. It was a real crossover, fun to drive. But Volvo hit its peak with this in sales in 2005. But I think 2004, it was selling like 3,300 a month. And then they didn't really do much with it. And I think it got lapped by a whole bunch of other cars that I think had two different makeovers in that same amount of time. And it was relegated to kind of that thing we like to call consider status. Right. Other cars to consider. Right. So there'd be all these other vehicles, and then, you might want to consider the Volvo XC90 also. And sales plummeted. I mean, and they got down into the hundreds back in 2013. So it was ready for a remake. And in 2014, for a 2015 model year, they really blew up the market with this new vehicle. And again, like you said, it won all the awards. It won everything. And this particular vehicle with the plug-in hybrid puts it again at the top choice of vehicles. Now, it competes with the BMW X5 that's going to be coming out with their plug-in. Mercedes.
That's already here.
Yeah. But this is the only vehicle with 3 rows of seating. The others are 2 rows.
Luxury vehicle.
Luxury vehicles, yes.
Yeah, because the Outlander Sport.
Yeah.
The
Outlander, not the Sport, but yeah.
Plug-in PHEV, yeah.
So, but this has an electric range of 14 miles, combined of 53, gas only about 25, which is still pretty terrific for a big-size luxury SUV. Gas
only 25 miles a gallon?
Per gallon.
Or 25 miles?
Yeah, 25 miles total. Sorry, you get 1 tank of gas, or 1 gallon of gas. It has a complicated, maybe the best way, to the iPad system that you use, the Census system that they call, and it does combine kind of your state-of-the-art information and entertainment system.
So it's like an iPad long ways in there. I think it's 12 inches, actually.
Correct.
So it's bigger than an iPad, and yes, everybody that's used it, the general line is it's complicated. And the price is pretty complicated too, isn't it?
Well, as we like to say from your countrymen, therein lies the rub. So $84,000 prices tested as you would load up the plug-in hybrid.
Pennies.
But it does start for a base model of the XC90 with the T5 front-wheel drive, $43,900, which is still a great bargain for this vehicle. The plug-in hybrid starts at $68,100, but you're going to load it up with a few other things, so you'll be in that $80,000 range.
It's like a Mercedes-Benz. People who buy them check every box.
It's one of the most comfortable vehicles you'll ever get in. Like, I would love to take those chairs and just make it my office chair.
Yeah, but I think the chairs are the same in the non-plug-in as they are in the plug-in.
I understand that in the plug-ins.
So you're going to have to be a real trendsetter person to up to the plug-in hybrid. But it did drive great, and the safety systems on this are typical Volvo. You could pretty much take your hands off the wheels driving up the freeway as she set the cruise control and the lane avoidance. I went like 5 or 6 miles and didn't even touch the steering wheel.
Which you need to when you're looking at the navigation system.
Because it takes so long to do it. All right, Sean.
But a spectacular car.
Sean, what have you been driving?
I had the Veloster R-Spec, and it's a 3-door hatch, and it's definitely a different looking car. So if you're wanting something that sticks out, this is it. Has a 1.6 liter twin squirrel turbocharger that has 201 horsepower, 6-speed manual. I mean, the car is really fun to drive. It's sporty, zippy around town, can corner. I'm just not a fan of how it actually looks.
I think it's the best looking car.
Well, now, see, I was going to, this may be to the point, at risk of getting mail, it looked to me like a chick car.
Wait.
A chick
At risk
car.
of getting mail?
Yeah. It looks like a chick car.
Just checking.
I like how it does. It sticks out. I mean, there is nothing that actually looks like it, but I don't know if I'm a fan of it because it's a hatchback, obviously, but it has its own little style to it.
It's based on, it's the same platform as the Kia Soul.
Yeah, I'd take a Kia Soul and not have as fun, but
the thing that bugs me about it is the 2 doors on one side and the one on the other.
yeah, and I actually looked at it and it's like, why not just make it a 4-door? You can make it a 4-door
Because then we'd have nothing to talk about on the show.
pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I mean, because sometimes that was my big fall with it. It was just the 3rd door. Because sometimes I like to throw my backpack or throw whatever I'm carrying in the back seat, and I had to walk around the other side of the car to actually do it or flip my seat up.
Some beat counters said we put in one less door, we can save $50 a car.
Yeah,
or
probably more
$300.
Yeah, like $1,000 a car or something.
It's also a little underpowered compared to its competition. I mean, a base Civic now is 200 horsepower, so you're talking, this is supposed to be their little race version. It's only 201, and it just feels heavier than the Civic.
It is old, though. I think that platform's been around for, 5 years?
5, 6 years, yeah. It's definitely up for a remake, but, I mean, it's fun to drive. If it was given to me, I'd own it, but I don't think I'd go out and actually purchase it.
Please tell me anyone in this room, if a car was given to you, you wouldn't own it.
There's a few that I wouldn't own, yes.
Really?
I'd turn around and try to sell it.
Most of us would just probably take it a car that was given to us. All right. So,
I mean, base price is $21,000, so it's still reasonably
miles per
priced.
gallon?
Miles per gallon is 25 and 33 on the highway.
Not too bad. I've been tootling around a whole bunch of cars this week, but I had like 5 different cars I've driven. So we had the opportunity to talk about 2 of them today, maybe just one. The 2016 Camaro SS. This is the remake, the 6th generation, 10 different colors, heated seat, steering wheel, airbag, lane changing assist, all of their things like park assist, electronic stability control, everything you'd expect in a modern car. V8, this thing is noisy, it's loud.
Everything you want in a Camaro.
It's a muscle car. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, but inside it's noisy. And it's not just the engine. It has a lot of road noise on the inside. And they lightened it by 390 pounds. And, I mean, you can tell that. It's built on the same platform as the ATS. But I think this is the same time that I've actually decided to spend a lot of time considering the car. I did drive it all the way from New Orleans to Houston and then on to Dallas just to sort of see how I felt about the car. And this second time around, and the manual's a little clunky, and it has that same thing where it pushes you from first into fourth sometimes if the revs are too high, where it has the automatic gear push. I don't like that.
I love it.
Do you?
I have it in my Camaro. It's sports shift.
I find like if I want to go in a second, I want to go in a second.
So would you rather have the Mustang or the Challenger?
I'd have probably the Challenger. Still fan of the Challenger, the Charger. I still think it's I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the idea of the SS. I think it looks great. The 2 things I really hated about the car in the last generation, in the C5, were the visibility from the interior. You can never see the front fenders, which is always a huge problem for me.
That's like that with almost all the Camaros.
And the second one was the interior noise. Both of them they kept.
Yeah.
The exterior they kept too.
They have a noise cancellation system.
Yeah, but it's the same as the Buick, and that's basically when they pump the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
They take the noise and it's like Bose canceling headphones. They send the same noise into the cabin. But it's still road noise. It's still loud. And I mean, I'm not sure whether this one had the noise cancelling system on the inside of it or not. But I will tell you, it was a lot of fun to drive the car. I'm just not sure exactly whether I would buy it.
I saw one on the road the other day, and it's a head turner, though. I mean, it's a great looking vehicle.
We haven't even got to the positive parts of it. It definitely is a head turner. It's a good looking car. A lot of people like it. It was a lot of fun to drive. It's got a lot of muscle. It's got a lot of power. It's really hard not to spin the wheels. I mean, there is a lot going on there.
And trust me, you drive this to Vancouver, you're getting some attention.
Yeah, well, you get anything attention to Vancouver.
It's true.
$27,000 starting price, going up to $37,000. Would I own it? I don't know. I think I might own it, but it would be a battle out between that and the Challenger. It would be a tough one to go for. Camaro Club coming on later on. I'm sure I'll have answers to these questions. When we come back, we're going to start talking to Harley Davidson and some vroom vroom bikes, especially the one I've been riding. That's all coming up next on Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.